Hello guys, so in this third part of the video we will be preparing our model and also training it. So let's get right into it and see how. So up until now we were just pre-processing our data. So now from here we will start preparing our model. So we will start by loading the VGG16 network with weights pre-trained on the ImageNet dataset. So VGG is equal to VGG16 and the weights will be taken from the ImageNet dataset, and then I'll write include top is equal to false because we need to leave off the fully connected layer head since we will be constructing a new layer head responsible for our multi-output prediction. So after this we need to freeze the body of the VGG16 network such that the weights will not be updated during the fine tuning process. So I'll just write VGG trainable is equal to false. And we then flatten the output of the network so we can construct our new layer head and add it to the body of our network. So flatten is equal to VGG.output and then flatten is equal to flatten. So speaking of constructing the new layer head, let's do that now. So we will take advantage of the TensorFlow Keras functional API and construct two brand new branches. The first being the B-box head or the bounding box head, which is responsible for predicting the bounding box XY coordinates of the object in the image. So this branch will consist of 128, 64, 32 and 4 nodes respectively, and it will be a fully connected subnetwork. So 128, then 64 nodes. And then the most important part of our bounding box regression will be our final layer, this one with 4 neurons corresponding to the XY coordinates for the predicted bounding boxes, and then we use a sigmoid function to ensure our output predicted the values are in the range from 0 to 1. So our second branch, our softmax head, is responsible for predicting the class label of the detected object. So it is very similar to our first branch, which was the bounding box head. So we will just create this second branch after the bounding box head. And then with our two layer heads constructed, we create a model by using the frozen VGG16 weights as the body and the two new branches as the output layer. So our outputs will be equal to the two layers that we just created. So it will be B-box head and softmax head. So our next step is to define our losses and compile the model. So we will do so by defining a dictionary called losses to set the loss methods. So we will set class label to categorical cross entropy, for the class label head, and then we will set the bounding box head to mean squared error. So we then define a loss weights dictionary, which basically tells Keras and TensorFlow how to weigh each of the branches during training. So we want to weigh both of the branches equally. So we set the weight values to 1 for each. So class label will be 1 and bounding box will be 1. We will then initialize the Adam optimizer using the learning rate in our configuration file. So with the optimizer initialized, we compile the model and display a summary of the model architecture to our terminal. So model.compile loss is equal to losses, optimizer is equal to opt, matrices will be equal to the accuracy, and then loss underscore weights as loss weights. So we will review the output of the model summary when we execute this train.py script later in this tutorial. So we then need to define two more dictionaries. So the first dictionary is for our target training outputs. So train targets, and here we apply our train labels, which will be our class label, and then bounding box as train B boxes. So the train labels will be for class label predictions and train B boxes for our target or truth bounding boxes. Then our second dictionary will be for our target testing output. So instead of train, it will be test. This should be train. So we are now ready to train our multi-class bounding box regressor. So we will train the network for bounding box regression. So before this, let's once again print a statement that says we are training our model. So we will train our model using the model.fit method, and in this we will supply our train images and train targets as our testing data. While for the validation data or the train images and train targets will be our training data, and for the validation data, which is our testing data, we will have the test images. And test targets. And then in the same fit method, we will also mention all our hyperparameters from our config file. So we had batch size, which will be equal to config.batch size. Then we had the epochs. And finally, verbose is equal to 1. So next Once the model is trained, we serialize the model to disk. So we basically save the object detector model. So let's print it out. Saving object detector model. So to save our model to the disk, we will use model.save, and then we will save it to the path that we defined in the config file, and then the format that we'll save it in will be H5. So we will also serialize the label binarizer object to the disk. So now that we saved the model, let's also save the label binarizer. So we will use the following 3 lines to do so, and we serialize our label binarizer so that we can convert the predicted class labels back to human readable strings when we run our predict.py script. So now our training file is finally complete. Let's just check for a few errors, last moment errors that we might have committed. So the first one I see is over here with a spelling error. Then we have missed a for statement while looping over the rows. So I'll just write that and then correct the indentation of the loop that follows. Alright, so this was a huge error, and then another spelling error in the spelling of append. So yeah, the H5 needs to be enclosed within double quotes. And then that is it. Let us run our file and hope that we don't have any errors. So we have one error that says module.config has no attribute anode path. So let's check what's the problem. Okay, so there is another spelling error. Everything looks good. Okay, so it has successfully started training. We can see it is currently working on epoch number 1 out of the 8 epochs that we have. So this is epoch 1 of 8, and then in each epoch we have 51 iterations. So once the model has completed training and completed all the 8 epochs, we will see something like this when it has reached the 8th epoch and iterated 51 times through our data set. So then it will display our bounding box accuracy, the final accuracy, which is 91.89, and the class label accuracy, that is almost 100%. So with this we can say that our model is now pre-processed, prepared, and also trained for multi-class object detection. We are now left with only one final step before we start making predictions on external test images. Let us see that in the next part.